All right, today we're working on a 98 Jaguar XJR. Just mind the paint, I'm just doing a test spot. We're gonna paint the intercoolers today. The main thing we're trying to focus today is getting to the injectors on this vehicle. So we're gonna try and get to the injectors today, at least remove all this. And we're gonna swap. So I'm having a misfire code and I'm pretty sure the injector is stuck on cylinder 4 on this side. So I'm gonna swap the injector from here to this injector here. So at least with this injector here, I can pretty much access it pretty easily. So it's gonna be much easier rather than swapping with, like, a injector on this side, like number 3 right here. So hopefully that's what's causing my misfire code, because I've tried coils, spark plugs, compression, pretty much everything else. So this is kind of what the last resort is at the moment. So once we do that, the reason I want to paint is because look, all that's chipped up and everything. We got the paint over there. We have high heat clear coat as well too, so it shouldn't peel off or anything. So we're probably gonna paint these both red, black, and then this red maybe, and then I'm not sure about the Supercharger. I might paint it black just to make it easier for myself. Perhaps a black, red, and then maybe valve covers red maybe too. And then I think that'll dress up the vehicle quite a nice bit. So first things first, what we're gonna do, remove the intake. I still need to get mine fixed right now. It kind of just pops on. So obviously we'll remove all this right here. And we're gonna try to make this job as neat as possible. Place things as neat as possible. So we're gonna pop this off right here. And then remove this right here with the hose clamp. So let me get I'm gonna show you my toolbox too. I got everything nice and organized, so at least when we're getting in here, we're not gonna be losing anything. So we're looking for star bits. So we're gonna get the star bits out and then we'll remove the intake. All right, intake's off. So now we're gonna drain the coolant. We need to drain the coolant because we're gonna remove some cooling hoses. So you don't want to spill any coolant. So we're gonna open this up right here. Make sure your coolant is in good condition and it's not too hot when you're touching it. So I got a small container right here, and there's a small petcock. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's kind of the center of the screen right there. So you kind of want to unscrew that. I want to try and catch as much as I can and put it in my container. I'm going to use this and try and stop it and add more. So we're going to try not to spill as much. We don't damage the ground. So let's do that real quick. All right, once you've done that, drain your coolant. I got mine in a container right here, so mine doesn't look the best. All right, once you've got the coolant in the reservoir over there, I poured it all in there as much as possible. You don't have to drain all of it, just as much as you can. So then the coolant is below this point, so there's no coolant in here. So next step we want to do is, what can we do next? I guess we can remove all these coolant hoses right here, because we're gonna have to pop the supercharger off. So you want to remove all these right here, all these clamps. So let's get to that. All right, once you got all the coolant hoses disconnected all the way throughout here, all that right there, we're gonna remove the supercharger belt. So right below right there, see, you kind of see that square in the middle right there? So it's a 1/2 inch ratchet. So we're gonna put it on there, and we're gonna release the tension on here so we can pop this off. And we need to do that because we need to remove the supercharger as well. So let's get that 1/2 inch. I think it's somewhere in my toolbox here. Yep, it's the big spig. It's best to get the swivel one, kind of get in intricate spots. when you're coming through here, you kind of just find that small area. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, so let me get that real quick. All right, once you've removed the supercharger belt on it, it makes it easier just to get it from the bottom, or else you have to remove this fan right here. So it's best to get that ratchet. Oh, you can't really see it, but have it kind of hooked up at the bottom and have someone remove it for you. Just makes it easier for you. So once you get that done, make sure all the coolant hoses are removed. You can go ahead and remove this thermostat housing right here. So there should be, I think, 8 mil or 7 mil bolts right here. So there's two bolts, one on the top, one on the bottom, on both ends. Oh, we gotta remove this too. I forgot. Pop this off too. So let's do that. All right. Once you remove that, it looks something like this. Make sure you get this hose right here off when you're doing it, because that's what's holding it on at the bottom of the thermostat housing. It's a small hose under there. All right, so now we've got that off, we can move on to the throttle body. Let's go ahead and remove these. It's only held in by 4 bolts, and you just got to remove these connectors right here. Pop these off. Pop this one off too. It's kind of in that spot right there, so remove this right here. Can't really get it with one hand, but that hose right there, this clip right here too. Actually, no, I don't even need to remove that. What else? And then on the other side, let's go to the other side. On this other side, this coolant hose right here. You gotta drop that down. And there's another plug right here too. And once you get those removed, it should finagle out. Yeah. So and then you can remove the throttle cable from here too. Should be pretty simple. You just gotta open the throttle all the way, open up the throttle plate all the way, and there's like slides in there, right there. It slides in that pocket, so it just lines up through those holes right there. So let's get that off real quick. Let's get these 4 bolts. They're 10 millimeter. All right, once you get that throttle body off, you may be able to see, the throttle body cable. See, it slides in the slot right here. So pretty much the way you want to release it, just pretty much pop it right there. So I'm trying to get the angle in here. Just pretty much pop it right there. Like that. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. So once you get that off, you just pop this upwards right there. The whole throttle body is loose. So that's how you get the throttle body off. Pretty simple. Next, what we're gonna do, let's see what's the easiest thing we can do right now. Let's see. I guess we could get this right here off. So we can pop this off right here. Come on. Let me get a screwdriver to make it easier. All right, got that off. Got to remove this hose. Make sure when you remove that, I'm going to leave this one here. So this connects to the upper throttle body. This line goes obviously going that way. So just remove it from here. And then what we're going to do is get this off. So the secret with this here, you want to pry, like you want to pinch. Sorry, 1 second. Can't even see right now. So you want to pinch these two together, and then get your flathead screwdriver and kind of push outwards this way, so you don't damage this quick disconnect. It's not the smartest design, but that's the way I found to get it off the easiest. Once we get that off, we're gonna move on to the EGR valve on that side. All right, we're on this side. So all we gotta do is pop this line off that's going into the throttle body. So you just pull it back like that. Once you do that, so normally you see all these 3 bolts right here. There's a bracket that holds it down. But when I did mine, I didn't put it back because I kind of dropped the bolts, and it's not really required to, you know, put these back. It doesn't really, all it does is support it. I know it's a Jaguar, gotta put things back properly, but I'm gonna order, I have to order new bolts for it. But for now, I think it's okay. So we're gonna remove these 2 bolts right here. They're 10mm, they should be 10s. And we're gonna pop that off right there. And then I'll show you the next step. All right, once you get that, we're gonna get these bolts right there. These 4 bolts on both sides, 1, 2, other side 3, 4. And that should make it come loose. I'm trying to see if any other connections on there. Yeah, that should be it. Then we're gonna have to remove these right here. So actually, let's do this first right here. Let's pop these off. So then we'll remove the this will be able to come off. So let's do that real quick. All right, these bolts are a little bit of a pain, especially the one right there at the bottom left. It's almost very hard to get it. Yeah, so well, just, you know, be patient when you're doing it, because you can get real pissed and angry when you're doing it. So once you get that, I'm trying to see what else I'm trying to get at. These bugs, damn it. All right, so we can now remove this top plenum. I'm trying to see. Yeah, so we can try and get these off as well. So let's try to pop this all the way out. All right, we're almost there to the injectors. It's a pain, but I don't know why they designed it like this. They should have just made it more accessible, but it's Jaguar, what do you expect? So after you get that finagled out, it's easier. Once you get those 3 bolts that I was talking about that I was missing out, you want to just grab the back of the throttle body right there and just pull it up. It may be hard to shimmy in the middle, just pull it up from the back, and that should release it from where it's positioned. Then you can just shimmy these intercooler hoses off, nice and easy. And then once that's shimmied out, you just kind of maneuver it out and then place it to the side. Then we'll worry about those lines later. I am going to replace these vacuum lines. I am missing some as well too, so that might be also possibly where I'm running lean as well too. So or might be the injector. So there's this 10mm bolt. I think it's a 10, or it might be a 7 or an 8. I think I'll have to check. But this is the bolt. That's why you want to remove the throttle body first, because you're not going to be able to reach that bolt unless you have very small hands. You can try and get between these 2 parts right here. So I suggest just go ahead and just remove it if you're just going in and you're changing these coolant pipes. So this coolant hose prone to leaking on these vehicles, so I've already replaced mine. So I suggest replace these 2 right here that run out of the supercharger. So this one here runs all the way to the thermostat, so it just makes it easier just to do the preventative maintenance, especially if it's like something simple. In terms of like replacing knock sensors, all that, I'm kind of wary about those type of things. I know people say replace your knock sensors. I mean, I'm that person where if it's not broken, don't fix it. So I mean, unless you're buying Jaguar original parts, then I'll say, okay, if you have the money, go ahead and do it. But if you're going aftermarket, replacing with other aftermarket parts, I mean, it's up to you. This is how I operate. This is my car, so you know, I'll make the best decision. And if I have to go in there again, it is what it is. So let's remove these 2 bolts. So there's actually 1 bolt right here, and there's 2 right there, and 1 on the other side. So and then we can go ahead and remove these right here, pop these off. So let's pop all that off. Once you get these bolts out right here, get these ones right here. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 4, 5. On the back, all the way back here, you'll see it. 6 right there. That's gonna separate these two from each other. As you can see, it's already somewhat loose, so we don't have to remove this. I don't think so. Actually, we'll see. So let's pop these off. It should be, let's see. Yeah, they're 10 millimeters, so let's get that real quick. All right, 4 bolts out. We got, oops, got this out right here. Now, supercharger can come out. So let's kind of finagle it out. It's all the way out. All right, we got it out. So this is kind of like to protect the hoses. So as you can see, those hoses are good condition. So now let's move to this side. So we're gonna have to pop these off. I'm trying to see. Pretty sure it's just these Torx. I don't think it's remove these. Yeah, it's just those Torx bits. Let's pop those off real quick. And yeah, let's pop these. They're T30s, I'm pretty sure. So let's get that. Actually, we're working on this side. So this is where cylinder 4 is, right there. So on this side. So they're all T30 bolts. I'm pretty sure these are, I don't know if we have to remove those. Yeah, no, we don't have to remove those. So let's pop these off right here. Get your T30 right there. Oops. Right there. Oh yeah, they're not even tight. So I'm pretty sure I was watching a video on mine. They're not supposed to be actually that tight when you take them out. So let's get these off. And yeah, all right, so I missed the bolt. It's kind of was dirty, so I thought it was just dirt. So there's, make sure you get all the bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this should pop up like that. There we go. So let's take that out. I think it's hooked up to something back there. So let's unhook it. All right, so make sure you remove this clip. I know I said I shouldn't remove, but you need to remove it. So there's a pin right there. So maybe you just get a pick right here and just pull the pin out. There's the pin right there. So good place to keep all the tools and everything, all the bolts. I mean, keep this right here. Wow, and this is in good condition actually. Oh wow. So we'll just clean this off with the rag. Wrap that down. Don't use brake cleaner. So we're just gonna put some rag, some paper towel inside the holes to make sure we don't drop anything in there. So let's get that real quick and pop it in the holes. All right, so we're finally all the way down to the injectors. So all we need to do is get your pick and just slide this out. Make sure you need 2 hands because you don't want to pop out and you lose a clip. And then there's this clip right here. You just slide it out. Put your pick in there and slide it out as best as you can. Make sure you try and catch it. A good tool to have is a magnet, just in case it falls in intricate places. I've dropped it down here before on that cylinder because I thought that was number 4 and I had to use a magnet to get it. It took me a while, so just try and catch it as best as possible. Try not to damage the wires. I know this is in the way. I guess we could disconnect it from where it is. Let's try and disconnect that just to make it easy. All right, once you get that off, get the connector off, you might have to get a screwdriver just to kind of pry it up because it's obviously been in there for years. This car is older than me, so you might just able to finagle it up and down. Smell gas, so it's definitely. Let me get 2 hands on that. What we're gonna do is spray a little bit of penetrating fluid, just a little bit, around there. Not too much, just to kind of get it lubricated, because I don't want to damage the plastic. I know a little bit of oil is not gonna hurt anything, so you might be able to try and get your pick in there and kind of clean off the edges. Kind of try and get a grip of it. Yeah, so just be patient with it. It's gonna come up slowly but surely. So let's keep going on. All right, the easiest way to get it out. Get a pry bar, just go under it right there, pop it off. All right, let's see what we're working with. I don't see much. It is kind of dirty though. All right, so we're gonna solve it with this injector right here. So pop the pin out. Like that. And then get your clip. Pin right here. There we go. Oh. Got it. And this one's probably gonna be easy to remove. And let's grab our pry bar. Right under right here. Sorry, 1 second. All right, once you get it right there, let's go ahead and boom, just like that. Smooth, easy. Huh. Uh-oh. That piece got stuck in there. Oh my goodness. There's always something, I know. All right, let's get a pick in there and try and remove it. All right, we went ahead and removed the other intercooler because, like I said, we're gonna paint them. So, quick tip when you're taking these out, like I said, pry bar, that when you're popping them back in. So I'm gonna swap, pretty much what I did was, I took the bad injector, put it on this coil. Sorry. I put it on this coil. So number 4 went to number 1. And number 1 went to number 5. Because that one has a slightly cracked bottom, the bottom piece of it. If you see this one here, this bottom part on number 1 went to number 5, and it had a cracked piece. So just in case that is giving problems, at least these 2 ones that I know that are not good are easily accessible. So this is the sorry, my bad. This is the cracked one right here, right there. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's like right there, very micro crack. It actually broke off in 2. The other piece was stuck in there, if you saw. So I had to get a pick to kind of take it out. But anyways, when you're putting this back in, I suggest you just get yourself a rag. Get yourself a longer ratchet. So something like this right here, because it needs to be seated in there. So make sure you put a rag over it. Try and protect it as best as possible. Put it right over there. Cushion it as much as possible, and you'll hear it pop into place. Don't hammer too hard, just a little bit, just kind of pop it in place, and I let that seat flush so you don't see the grommet anymore. You can see that's flush like this one here. So I got this one already in, the bad injector. So that one's for number 4. So let's pop that in real quick. All right. So I know it looks scary, but everything is pretty much taken apart. I swapped the injectors, put everything plugged back in. So the injector that was giving me a problem was this one, so I swapped that injector to this cylinder right here. So let's see. So tomorrow we're gonna put it back together, but today we're gonna work on repainting this, the supercharger itself, and intercooler pipes and that too. So I don't know what color I should go with. I think I'll paint this black. I might just go online and see how other people did it, because I know people have painted them online before. You can go on pictures and see, but we can sand these down, clean them off, dish with some dish soap, sand them down, tape them off, and just spray them in. And yeah, so let's get that done real quick. Yep, pretty interesting project. So obviously if you have this type of car, XJR, XKR 98 to 2003, this is kind of, I'm pretty sure they're pretty similar in terms of the steps. And if you're having the same problem with me, the sticking injector, which I'm pretty sure that's the issue, I hope this video helped you. So tomorrow we'll put everything back together, all painted out. We'll make sure we don't scratch anything, because obviously it's fresh paint, so let's hope we don't do that. But other than that, I hope you guys liked the video. If you have any questions, comment down below. I can probably help you, but we'll resume